You think you're building wealth right now. You really do. You've got the house, the car payment, the 401k, maybe a few stocks in your portfolio. You're checking every single box that society told you to check. But what if I told you that 8 of the most common smart money moves that people between 25 and 35 make are actually draining their bank accounts? And the worst part is, nobody talks about it, because these habits look responsible on the surface. Today I'm going to show you 8 signs that you think you're building wealth, but you're actually going broke. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot them and how to fix every single one. Let me paint a picture for you. You wake up, you go to work, you earn a decent salary, maybe 60, maybe 70, maybe 80,000 a year. You pay your bills on time. You put some money into your savings account. You make your car payment. You pay your mortgage. And at the end of the month, you look at your bank account and you think, where did it all go? You're doing everything you were told to do. You bought the house because renting is throwing money away. You leased the nice car because you work hard, you deserve it. You're contributing to your 401k because that's what responsible adults do. But here's the thing. You're 31 years old and your net worth is basically zero. Or worse, it's negative. You have no real emergency fund. Your credit cards carry a balance every single month. And deep down, there's this quiet anxiety that you can't quite explain. You're making money, but you don't feel wealthy. You don't even feel comfortable. And you're not alone in this. A Federal Reserve study found that 63% of Americans can't cover a $500 emergency. Bankrate reports that 56% of adults feel behind on their retirement savings. You look around and everyone else seems fine. They've got the cars, the houses, the vacations on Instagram. So you tell yourself you just need to make more money. But that's not the problem. You're following the playbook, and the playbook is broken. If any of that hit close to home, go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button. Not because another subscription is going to magically build your wealth, but because every week I break down the money traps that keep smart, hardworking people broke. I'm Santos, and this channel is about building real wealth, not the fake kind that looks good on the outside but crumbles on the inside. But here's what nobody tells you. The problem isn't that you're not making enough money. The problem isn't that you're lazy or irresponsible. The problem is that you've been taught to confuse spending with building. Every financial milestone you've been chasing, the house, the car, the lifestyle, all of it is designed to keep you spending, not saving, not investing, spending. The system rewards consumption. It calls it progress. It calls it the American dream. But when you run the actual math, the real numbers, you'll see that most of what feels like building wealth is actually going broke in slow motion. Let me show you the 8 signs. Let me break this down sign by sign. Sign number 1. You bought a house you can barely afford. Look, I get it. Home ownership is the cornerstone of the American dream. But here's the math nobody shows you. On a $350,000 home with a 30-year mortgage at 7% interest, you'll pay over $488,000 in interest alone. That means you're paying $838,000 total for a $350,000 asset. And for the first 7 to 10 years, almost everything in your monthly payment goes straight to interest, not to equity. You're not building wealth. You're paying rent to the bank and calling it an investment. And don't forget property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and repairs. The true cost of owning that home is far higher than your mortgage payment alone. Sign number 2. You're leasing or financing a luxury car. You pull up in a $45,000 BMW. Looks great, feels great, but that car loses 18 to 22% of its value the second you drive it off the lot. In 3 years, it's worth roughly half of what you paid. Meanwhile, you're paying $580 a month for a depreciating asset. If you invested that same $580 monthly into an index fund averaging 10% returns, you'd have over $237,000 in 20 years. Your car is making you look rich while it's making you poor. Sign number 3. You upgrade your lifestyle every single time you get a raise. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's completely silent. You got promoted? New apartment? Bigger salary? Better restaurants? Bonus? Vacation. The problem is your expenses grow at the same rate as your income, sometimes even faster. A study from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that consumer spending rises nearly 1-to-1 with income increases in the 25 to 34 age bracket. You're running faster on the treadmill, but you're going absolutely nowhere. 10 years go by. You're making twice what you made at 25, and you still have nothing saved because every raise came with a new expense attached to it. Sign number 4. Your savings account is your entire financial strategy. You have $10,000 sitting in a high-yield savings account earning 4.5%, and you feel responsible. But inflation is averaging 3.2%. Your real return? 1.3%. On $10,000, that's $130 a year in actual purchasing power growth. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 has averaged 10.7% annually over the last 30 years. You're not saving. You're watching your money slowly lose its power while you think it's growing. A savings account is for emergencies. It was never meant for building wealth. Sign number 5. You're making minimum payments on your debt. You have $8,000 in credit card debt at 22% APR. You're paying the minimum, $200 a month. At that rate, it'll take you 5 years and 3 months to pay it off, and you'll hand over $4,700 in interest on top of what you owe. That means your $8,000 balance actually costs you $12,700. Minimum payments are designed to maximize interest revenue for the bank. They're not designed to help you get out of debt. Sign number 6. You have subscriptions you don't even know about. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, the gym membership you haven't used in 4 months, cloud storage, that meditation app you downloaded 6 months ago and completely forgot about. The average American spends $219 a month on subscriptions. That's $2,628 a year just leaking out of your account. And research shows 84% of people underestimate their total subscription costs. You're bleeding money in amounts small enough to ignore, but large enough to actually matter. Sign number 7. You're investing based on hype instead of strategy. Your friend told you about a stock. You saw a crypto tip on social media. You threw money in without understanding what you're buying, why you're buying it, or when you'd sell. DALBAR research shows the average investor earned 3.6% annually over 20 years, while the S&P 500 returned 9.8% in the same period. The difference? Emotional decisions, buying high, selling low, chasing whatever's trending. You're not investing. You're gambling with extra steps. Sign number 8. You confuse income with wealth. This might be the most dangerous sign of all. You earn $85,000 a year. You feel like you're doing well. But wealth is not what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. If you spend $84,000 of that $85,000, your wealth building rate is 1.2% of your income. The Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances shows the median net worth for Americans under 35 is $13,900. A high salary with no savings discipline is just an expensive lifestyle with a nice title. That's not wealth. That's a paycheck away from panic. Now let me tell you about the shift that changes everything. Before you see these signs for what they really are, your life looks like this. You work hard. You spend what you earn. You look successful on the outside. But inside, there's this constant pressure. You're one bad month away from real financial stress. You can't take risks. You can't invest aggressively. You can't say no to overtime because you need every single dollar. You're technically employed but financially trapped. You fantasize about quitting but you can't. You dream about starting a business but you have no runway. You want to travel, but the credit card bill says otherwise. And the worst part? You think this is normal because everyone around you is living the exact same way, spending everything, saving nothing, and pretending it's fine. Now here's what your life looks like after the shift. You stop measuring progress by what you own and start measuring it by what you keep. You realize that a $200,000 salary means nothing if your net worth is negative. You see that the $45,000 car is a liability, not a status symbol. You understand that a house is a home, not automatically a good investment, and suddenly everything changes. You start building an emergency fund. You attack high-interest debt aggressively. You automate investments into index funds. You audit every single subscription. You create a gap between what you earn and what you spend. And that gap is where real wealth lives. The people who actually build wealth don't look wealthy. They drive used cars. They live below their means. They invest consistently. They understand that wealth is invisible. It's the money you don't see, not the money you show off. Let me give you a concrete example. Say two people both earn $75,000 a year, same age, same city, same starting point. Person A buys a $300,000 house, leases a new car every 3 years, eats out 4 or 5 times a week, has every subscription, puts the minimum into the 401k. After 10 years, person A has about $42,000 in retirement savings, $80,000 in equity on the house, and roughly $15,000 in other assets. Total net worth around $137,000. Sounds okay. But they've earned $750,000 over that decade. Person B rents a modest apartment, drives a used Honda Civic, cooks most meals at home, keeps 3 subscriptions total, maxes out the Roth IRA, puts 15% into the 401k, and invests an extra $400 a month into index funds. After 10 years, person B has approximately $312,000 in investments and retirement accounts. Same paycheck, same city, same decade. One chose to look wealthy. The other chose to actually be wealthy. And here's the kicker. From the outside, person A looks more successful. Better house, better car, better Instagram. But person B could quit their job tomorrow and survive for years. Person A couldn't survive 2 months without a paycheck. That's the difference between fake wealth and real wealth. So how do you fix this? I know it might feel overwhelming right now. You might be sitting there thinking, I'm already in too deep. But you're not. Let me break it down into 5 steps. Step 1. Know your real numbers. Track every dollar you spend for 30 days. Every subscription, every meal out, every hidden fee. You can't fix what you can't see. Open a spreadsheet today and start. Step 2. Kill the high-interest debt. List every single debt by interest rate. Attack the highest rate first. This is called the avalanche method. It saves you the most money mathematically. Every extra dollar goes to the top of that list. Step 3. Automate your investments. Set up automatic transfers to a Roth IRA or a brokerage account on payday. Even just $100 a month. Make it invisible. If you don't see it, you won't spend it. Consistency beats amount every single time. Step 4. Audit your lifestyle. Cancel every subscription you haven't used in the last 30 days. Downgrade your car when the lease is up. Cook more meals. This isn't about deprivation. It's about being intentional with where your money goes. Step 5. Redefine what rich means to you. Stop comparing your life to what you see on Instagram. Real wealth is optionality. It's the ability to say no. It's the freedom to walk away from a job that's killing you. That is what you're building toward. Start with step 1 today. Just 30 days of tracking. I promise you the numbers will shock you. Most people have no idea where 40% of their income actually goes until they write it down. That single habit will completely change how you see your money. And from there, everything else becomes easier. The system is designed to keep you spending. Every ad, every algorithm, every "you deserve it" message is engineered to pull money out of your pocket. But every dollar you redirect from consumption to investment is a vote for your future self. Every subscription you cancel is a chain you break. Every minimum payment you turn into an aggressive payoff is a step toward freedom. You don't build wealth by looking rich. You build wealth by keeping what you earn, your money, your rules, your future. If this video opened your eyes to even one money trap you were falling into, subscribe and hit the bell. Every week, I break down the hidden systems designed to keep you broke, and I show you exactly how to fight back. Drop a comment and tell me which of these 8 signs hit you the hardest. I'm Santos. Stop spending, start building.